So how's it going, motherfuckers? It's time for your SmackDown review, and once again, it's qualifying matches, just like on Raw. I don't know, they're getting into like a thing. At one time, there was no stakes on matches. Now there's stakes for everything. We started off with Ziggler and Corbin. Ziggler and Corbin, they're scheduled to have a match. Corbin gets beat up backstage by the beached whale and the cab driver. Then they come out and they attack Ziggler. So now we're going to have them both get entered into a match later on in the night. Shane McMahon, says that they're going to be able to qualify for these matches. Once again, it's like, I'll get to that later on. Okay. Anyway, Charlotte defeats Sarah Logan. All of these girls, like, my God, like, I'm saying Liv Morgan just looks like a cheap knockoff of Alexa Bliss. Sarah Logan is just like, she looks like a nobody, really. I look at Sarah Logan, and I don't really see a star. I see, like, somebody that's just there. Like, why did they pick her out of, like, any other girl? Like, so, you've got, like, Kairi Sane. Like, I don't get this. Like, why are these other girls, like, in developmental when they're, like, better than these girls? Like, they gave, like, the B list here. At least Sonya Deville looks like somebody. Mandy Moore is gorgeous. So, you could start to see why they might want to put them on the main roster. They're not being implemented even a quarter of the way as good as they probably could be on any other creative team, that's not this one that fucking sucks. But I don't get why Sarah Logan's there. So it's like, it's, the same thing. Same thing as last week. Charlotte goes up to the announcers. That's 2 down. So, obviously, probably at Fastlane, she's going to defend against Ruby Riott. And you look at Charlotte and you look at Ruby Riott. And I'm just saying, it's like, Ruby Riott is like I look at Barry Horowitz and I look at the Brooklyn Brawler, and they look like stars compared to half of the roster nowadays. I said this is a look issue. The fact that people that look like Sami Zayn and look like Ruby Riott are on the roster. And, the thing is, the tattoos, the hair, it's like, okay, but it's all about also the face. That fucking face of hers. It's all about, how you look. It's not enough. Sometimes just people don't deserve to be there. It used to be like back in the day, this was elite. You look at all the past rosters, besides this current one, and you'll look through the annals of time of WWE, and you will see some people that look truly unique. Like, you'll never see anybody that looks like Bam Bam Bigelow or looks like King Kong Bundy. You'll never find another person that looks like Hulk Hogan or the Macho Man. I mean, like, these people are distinct. And you notice, like, the people that get the comparisons drawn to them, like, people say that Elias looks like the Macho Man. But you know what I'm saying. But you never hear anybody saying that Elias, that anyone else looks like Elias. And how many times have we heard the next Shawn Michaels? That's because there'll never be another one. That all that these people can hope for is to be, to have other people be reminded of these other better wrestlers. So, like, you can't even say that Ruby Riott reminds you of anybody. Because she's just a nobody. That's it. She's just like a bad choice. Why is she in the biggest wrestling company in the world? Like, I can understand developmental, maybe try to change her or something, but like her current look, just her, like, and like the outfit, the attire is just so bland and boring. That red black shit she's wearing, it's like not even an attire that even makes her stand out at all. Baron Corbin defeated Kevin Owens. So, you would think by this logic that now that Baron Corbin beat Owens, now he will be in the championship match. No, both of them will be in the championship match. See, this is what I'm not understanding. How are they, like, beating somebody and they're still getting to be in the match. Like, this doesn't make any sense to me. It's the same thing what, like, Nia Jax, if she beats Asuka, not that she's going to get her opportunity for the title, that, you know, but it's just, yeah, she's just going to get the opportunity, but Asuka will still be in the match. No, when you beat that person, they should lose the right because they look like a loser. And it makes no sense because, okay, so now Kevin Owens is going to go into the match as a loser. So, you know what I'm saying? So, okay, so Bobby Roode comes out, Orton comes out, Jinder Mahal comes out. You know, all these guys right here, these are huge stars, but like this segment wasn't doing it for me. This is what I'm saying. This is when you know you have a problem. You have all this talent. Look at all these guys. These are stars right here, but this is like, I give them credit for wanting them to have a program and everything. Jinder is still trying very hard, but there's just nothing interesting going on here. You know, it's like these guys, like I said, look at them and what I was saying before. Look at these three guys, then look at Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And you tell me who looks like they deserve to be there. This is what I'm always saying. These guys look like stars, they don't. Orton hits an RKO, one of the Singh brothers. Then Jinder Mahal attacked Bobby Roode and Randy Orton, hit them with the Colossus. You know, I'll give them credit for trying to get Jinder back into the swing of things. I mean, they really dropped the ball with him. Like, they could not figure out for the life of them, when someone loses a title, how to keep them relevant. They're trying here, you know what I'm saying? It's like, but the Jinder project is really turned out to be a failure. And it's not his fault. It really isn't. This guy tries very hard, and I see it all the time. He still puts effort into the promos. He still makes the facial expressions. He still belongs. It's just fucking Road Dogg here on SmackDown. I mean, it's like, okay, you wanted this guy to be your champion. Why didn't you book him like a champion? What is wrong with Road Dogg? I don't understand this guy. And he is such an apologist for himself. Everybody comes at this guy on Twitter and asks him, why do you do all the shit you do on SmackDown? When you were there during one of the best times in wrestling. You know what it takes to be a star. You were one. Road Dogg, you were one. No one could cut a promo like you. Nobody could pop the crowd like you could. No one else could have taken your spot in WWE, Road Dogg. You were the pinnacle of tag team wrestling. In 1999, nobody even cared about any other team. It was all about the New Age Outlaws. When you and Mr. Asp, you and Billy Gunn were in the ring, that whole crowd, you had them in the palm of your hand. If it wasn't for you guys, there wouldn't be an Enzo and Big Cass. There wouldn't be any of that, you know, the crowd saying stuff along with other wrestlers. They did it with The Rock, okay, you know, but the thing is, Road Dogg, you have a charisma that no other wrestler could touch. You were an original. The thing is, you know, like, you looked at Road Dogg, he didn't look that impressive, like, physically, but, you know, he looked like a star. The face was on point there. He looked like somebody. He looked tough. You know, he had the braids and everything, and, you know, he just had a look with the bandana or the hat, whatever the case may be. He came out. You know, he had a catchphrase that coincided with his theme song, and, you know, I just don't know how the hell he has a product that looks like this when he damn well knows that this is not good. When you damn well know that the stuff that you produced during the Attitude Era was 10 times better than the stuff that's on your own show, you're bullshitting. And then this guy says, oh, it was a different time. It's a different time. Exactly. It's 2018. The product should be better, not worse. New Day defeated Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. They had a pancake eating contest. This is so stupid. I mean, honestly, what is the deal with the pancakes? No one is laughing. I mean, only the most desperate marks are still chanting, New Day rocks. New Day Rocks, New Day Rocks, New Day. I mean, it's enough already, people. Shut up with the New Day thing. It's stupid. It's moronic. It's feminine. It's just it's run its course. It has run its course. It is not good anymore. I praised it at first for being unique, for it being funny, for it being entertaining. I thought Xavier Woods coming out there with the trombone was a nice little touch. Nobody was doing it at the time. But then they drove it into the ground. They made them repeat themselves over and over and over and over and over and over until it got to the point where it just was maddening. I mean, they were just doing the same shit over and goddamn over again. There comes a point in time when you need to freshen up the fucking act. Because they do that all the time. They have these guys come out there and they do the same thing. And I'll say it like the same thing when Enzo was with Big Cass. They had him come out there and say the tagline every night. But then it is your job as creative to help these guys along. They're giving you the catchphrase. They're giving you the material. Now implement them in interesting ways that are new and fresh every week. Oh, it's hard? Yeah, it's hard! Okay, like I've said that wrestling is not rocket science. But this is the thing. You have all these fantasy bookers on here. My name is Adam from What Culture, and I know how to book a show. No, you don't! No, you don't! Because the thing is, no one wants to watch your shitty show. The fucking What Culture guys. Let's have 60-minute matches with no characters and great wrestling. No one's going to watch it, you idiots, because we already have that pretty much. Let's focus on wrestling. Nobody cares. Don't you realize that most people think that wrestling is gay, that it's just a bunch of guys in tights touching each other? The idea is you have to get people from the outside to watch. You have to develop characters and interesting things leading up to these matches because no one's going to give a shit otherwise. Do you already see the wrestling-centric product that we have right now is not working? Nobody wants this indie style of wrestling. That's what you people want. You YWC fucking nerds, that's what you want. And it's not, you look at the ratings. So, they build up Benjamin and Gable, and they lose here. Then it was Dolph Ziggler defeating Sami Zayn. He finally pinned somebody with the super kick. Thank fucking God. So, Sami Zayn's still going to be in the match. The thing is, it's like, okay, Ziggler says to Renee Young, he said he wants to live his dream of have his WrestleMania moment, and I'm all for that. I understand there's a lot of people in the YWC who have abandoned Ziggler, but I think you guys know from my videos that I have not. I look at Dolph Ziggler, he looks like a star. He sounds like a star. I mean, look at the guy. Works on his body. What he says is true. He's a great in-ring worker. I mean, I think that this guy, that he's not at the higher upper echelons. The fact that he is like always this wrestler that it seems like it has become his character, where he's almost become like a caricature of himself. I don't know how to describe this, but it's always like he seems like he's acknowledging that the WWE treats him bad and he has to scratch and claw for everything he has. I don't like that character because I already said this. I don't like when they actually admit that they're bad because the fact that Dolph Ziggler's not in a better position when he does all the shit that he does and he looks the way that he looks is criminal. It's like Jinder Mahal. The fact that this guy has been beaten down to this point is criminal. It's the same thing with Baron Corbin. The fact that they have to actually write into the storylines that they have to resurrect these people from the dead, it's criminal. It really is. These fucking writers should be fired. Road Dogg, I'm sorry to say it, man. I'm a huge fan of yours, but you deserve to get the fucking boot, motherfucker, because the fact that you let SmackDown get to SmackDown, I even said, they had some good shows last year. They did. There really was some good shit going on certain shows. But I don't know what it was, if it's the lack of Cena, or whatever the case may be. but your content has been utter fucking shit. The fact that you have totally mismanaged this. Like, do you realize the roster has been cut in half? This roster is so strapped. How the fuck did you get Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn? Sami Zayn couldn't even beat fucking what the hell was his name? Mike Kanellis, right? He couldn't even beat Mike Kanellis last year, and all of a sudden he's a fucking main eventer. And the thing is, okay, I can see Kevin Owens being up Baron Corbin, but when I'm watching somebody that looks like Sami Zayn beating up Baron Corbin, I'm sorry. And also, like, in the ring with Dolph Ziggler, like, giving Ziggler such a hard time. Does anybody realize that Sami Zayn doesn't have any muscle tone or anything? Like, this guy is a wrestler, and he doesn't go to the gym at all. And I know people are going to say, oh, Brad, you're just obsessed with people going to the gym. You're like McMahon. You want muscle heads and shit. No. I will say this first and foremost. Daniel Bryan was not a big muscle guy. He worked out. You can clearly see that he went into a bigger workout program when he, got into WWE officially. You could see the transformation. But at least it showed that Daniel Bryan was making an effort to look better because he realized he was on the bigger stage. He got himself a fucking tan. He got himself gains. You know what I'm saying? He tried harder because he realized that he was in the big leagues. See, you know what I'm saying? He realized that when he was in Ring of Honor as a champion, I still liked him. I thought that this guy knew how to work the crowd as a heel like no other. When I would go to the shows on Lake Grove, Long Island, I really liked Daniel Bryan. I liked seeing him wrestle Nigel McGuinness. I thought that this guy was excellent. That was at a time when I actually enjoyed Ring of Honor, when they had some characters like the Embassy. There was some entertaining stuff going on around 2005, 2006. And so I really enjoyed Daniel Bryan. But this guy was very small, and he was pale and everything. But he had a distinct aura about him. And, I was so happy to see him come to WWE in 2010. The thing is, though, what I'm saying, you look at a Sami Zayn. I'm sorry, but Sami Zayn doesn't have an aura. Sami Zayn doesn't have anything about him. Does the guy know how to do some stuff in the ring that's impressive? Yes, he does. But it's, okay, so he dives through the ropes or the tornado DDT. Cool. What else? The Haluva kick. Like, it's a hell of a kick. Haluva That's funny, right? It's a play on words. Sorry, but nah. That's not a main eventer. Sorry. I'm not buying. If one day I see Sami Zayn is the world champion, that's about it. I've already lived through Finn Balor as champion. But, that was easy to get over because, unfortunately, he got injured. But the thing is, it could have been a lot worse. But even when we get good champions, like AJ Styles is the champion, he's great. I'm a big fan of AJ, and the product still sucks. So it doesn't even matter who's champion, really. So there you go, guys. It's been your YWC champ. It's been your SmackDown review, and I'm signing out.